Hello, this is Oliver Campbell. I'm happy to bring you this GamerGate question and answer series with the AAA developer known as Jad, meaning just another developer. Jad interviewed with Bro Teampill and reached out to us to answer questions straight from the gamers themselves. The first question that I have for you, Jad, is brought to us by Scrump Monkey, and Scrump Monkey asks, how did you first find out about GamerGate, and how far do you feel that its reach goes? Do people buy the current mainstream media lie?
So I first found out about Gamergate by reading the Zoe post. This was before it was actually Gamergate, and at that point I was just interested because this person seemed like a psychopath, and those kinds of personalities are fascinating. And then she decided to get all of her friends to start deleting all these posts about her. And then it became a lot more interesting because I began to see kind of this this crazy cover-up going on. And anytime you try to silence a bunch of people, it's not going to go well for you. If you really have nothing to hide, then just let people talk, and nothing will come of it. So that happened, and then they doubled down on that retardation and went with Gamers Are Dead to, try to get people to shut up about it. And at that point, I got pissed off because I'm a gamer and I'm not dead, So I was like, dude, fuck you. And I started reading up on, Twitter and going to that place where they molest kids, the 8chan. And I was like, dude, this is fucked up. Like, it's not really like this. And I'm reading, all these consumers and everything, my, fellow gamers, and they're like, yo, what the hell are you people doing? And that's when I really started to follow it.
The next question is brought to us by Eugenius Krenis, and the question that they had for you was, how do you most big devs investigate into Gamergate? What communities do you look at, and what would you like to see those communities doing to further progress this situation?
I can only speak for myself here, but I usually start off looking at Twitter, see what's going on, and then I'll go to 8chan and see what those retards are saying. And there's actually a lot of good posts on there. When I first went there, I thought it would just be a bunch of butt sex porn and stuff. Turned out there was actually some decent conversations happening. And then eventually I'll stumble into Kotaku in action or something like that. But what I would like to see these communities do, Twitter is doing great. Just keep doing what you're doing. 8chan, I would say, quit being such a bunch of tone policing pussies and let people talk about whatever they want to talk about. If they want to talk about Zoe Quinn and Brianna Wu and all these other people that I know a lot of people don't want to give them attention, but I think it's not exactly going to hurt to kind of show the hypocrisy of these people. And, for me, Gamergate has kind of been about the fallout of these kinds of personalities, seeing what they can manipulate other people into doing, such as, writing a bunch of articles about how gamers are dead and trying to actually convince the world of that. It's fucking amazing. And, like, I don't know, I'm just fascinated by these people. They're crazy. Like, so quit being a bunch of bitches about, oh, well, we need these internet celebrity threads. Like, dude, just let people talk about what they want to talk about. And that's like why I got into Gamergate in the first place. So, just talking is fine, man. Just let people talk.
Avidya Pariah asks, does the common feelings on Gamergate differ depending on department and or rank in the company?
I would say yes, because you've got the higher-ups who are more concerned about shipping a game, and they've got a bunch of different problems coming at them every day. They're trying to make sure the game doesn't suck, or just trying to stay employed. Then the lower downs, I think that we might have a better view of it because some of us are more hardcore or, you know, just are more fascinated by these people. And so, yeah, I would just say it would probably depend on your station as a whole, and your interests outside of work.
Jeff Techno Necrowiz asks, what happens to game studios when they die out? Where do the workers go to? What happens to the games?
When a game studio dies out, you usually start crying, and then they start pulling people into rooms, and then they start handing out pink slips, and then you collect all your stuff, and then they lock the doors, and then you start looking for a new job. But sometimes you're lucky, and there's another studio in town, and they might be looking for people. Uh, yeah, other than that, sometimes they'll sell off their assets. But, as a community, game development is thankfully pretty supportive. You'll have friends at other studios. You can reach out to them, and sometimes HR people will come to you. So it sucks, but it could be worse.
The final question that we have for this series of questions from the GamerGate community for a AAA developer comes from Rasha M. And Rasha asked, what can GamerGate do to support you as a developer?
I don't try to figure out who I am. Don't get me fired. Don't try to get other people fired or figure out who they are. Just let people talk about what they want to talk about. It's tough because in the current climate, whenever anybody starts speaking, they kind of are speaking for an entire, or it's assumed they're speaking for an entire studio, and that may or may not be the case. And you should not necessarily attack an entire entity because of the behavior of one person, especially considering that there can be 200, 300 people working there. Everybody's got their own different opinions. So yeah, just just keep doing what you're doing. Other than that, if you want publishers to really listen to you, send emails to their marketing teams. All those people. Just yeah. Other than that, keep doing what you're doing. You've been kicking ass on Twitter, and 8chan quit being a bunch of tunnel policing pussies. Yeah.
I'd like to take the time to thank Jad for just taking a few minutes out of his day to answer questions posed by the GamerGate community, and I hope that it is an enlightening experience for people. We will come back with another series of these questions very soon.